have a sticky note that says email is emotional, Liz. Because, I do this for a living. I live and breathe electronic mail, and I realize like how dorky that sounds. But when I meet somebody new, I can forget that, but I know it feels heavy. And I think, speaking of social, like on social media, you're just kind of throwing your hat into the ring. And there's these, 1,000 other hats being thrown at the exact same time, right? And you're scrolling, and it's just, people take it or leave it. But with email, I think why it feels so like it has this finality to it is because you send out an email and then it just sits there waiting for the person to open. Like, yeah, sure, it might get to page 2 or 3 and they never see it, but they'll probably see it and they can make the decision to open it or not. And then if they do open it, like heaven forbid, then they have to read it and decide, like, was this a waste of time or do I like what Meg is sending me, right? And that feels so much heavier than on social media where it's like, yeah, I'm going to make the same audio trending thing that everybody else is, or, I bought Canva templates and so I know this looks good, but also it's probably going to disappear in the next 30 minutes and I'm going to have to post again tomorrow. Is really different with email. So I totally get that. And that's part of why, that lightheartedness Meg was talking about, like that's totally on purpose. I want you to feel good about it because, I joked, heaven forbid they open it, but we do actually want them to open it. And email has this amazing, unique, feature quality about it. And one of the main reason I love it is you can make real connections with people. And the reason why it works so well, why I can say, oh, for every dollar you put in, you could get $40 in return if you do it right, is because you make those real connections. You can take those followers, you can turn them into true friendships where, I know Meg and I have had a couple, chains of emails where we're going back and forth and we're talking about stuff we would not talk about on social media.
Definitely not in the comments of social media because
correct.
There's a certain level of intimacy that happens when you're in an inbox. And like you said, the conversation is waiting for you to enter into it, whether that's, someone sends out a broadcast email or a newsletter and you re-engage with what it is that they're saying, or like somebody's replying back and forth. You're having a dialogue in a way that it just doesn't feel that intimate dialogue when we're even in like social DMs. It doesn't feel quite the same way. Maybe that's just me where I'm like, I just want this DM to be over so I don't have to think, like, I don't have to remember to go back and answer it. Whereas the email's just going to wait for me till I get there. I don't know. Maybe that's just my own weird neuroses.
No, I think most people are like that. And that's why email is so effective, because while it's serious, right? Like, that email sitting there for you to answer it, it is also this intimate thing. Like Meg just said, it's really is like, I can ask real questions. When I'm searching for real answers, if I need to know something about SEO right this second, whose name am I typing in? And I'm not going to her DMs because I go on Instagram to mindlessly scroll. Like I go to my email to find answers.
Yeah, I always say people go to Google to find answers, but that's when they don't know who to reach out to, right?
Right. I
think there's a level of like brand awareness of like, yeah, if I have a question, like I just said, when I was coming up with my list of guests, I was like, this is when I want to talk about email marketing. So here are the 3 people I want to talk about it with. Like, and I open your emails because I know you write great emails. And there are people who like I follow on social because that's where they're spending their time. But like, I don't engage with them in the same way. I don't look forward to it. And with email marketing in particular, like it's going to be there whether you're like, the algorithm's not going to play the game for you in the same way. Like I know that every Friday I have specific emails that I get from very specific people and I look forward to receiving them. And if they don't arrive for a couple weeks, I'm like, oh, like what happened to Justine?
Right.
And that's not to say that everyone has to have that publication schedule, but there are specific emails that I always open that I can't guarantee I'm going to see, even if I follow those people on social. I might not see their posts because of just the time of day that they post versus when I log in. It's kind of tough to like time everything correctly.
Yeah. And if you with email, with it, quote unquote, just sitting there, even if I become that really dedicated listener, that dedicated reader, if I don't see your email, I'm going to search for you. Oh yeah, where was Liz's email? I didn't get that this week. Even last week, my last newsletter was, oh, I skipped a week. You probably didn't even notice, because the majority of people don't. But the people that replied and said, I did notice, and I did remember you were at Disney, so I didn't bother you. Those people, I can go in, and if I've got this, new offer, or I have this idea, those are the people I'm emailing to say, hey, here's my newest idea. Do you like it, or is it dumb? Let me know. Like, I'm just emailing you because, I know that, you're really engaged.
They're ambassadors. They're going to help you out. They're going to give you
yeah, great.
feedback.